Hey guys, how's it going today? I'm over here in this field where I did some limb sawing and seed drilling and pulled the chain harrow, and I wanted to show y'all what came back here. So here it is. This is where I had pulled the chain harrow and cleaned up the roots and stuff a few videos back. Well, it was back in the spring, and I'd cut some limbs with the eliminator saw up here and cleaned them up with the grapple. But first cutting, when I did this field, this right here was nothing but weeds. Even though I had planted it, it was just basically a weed patch is all this was, and I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. But when I come back this second cutting, this was by far the best part of the field. This was the thickest, the greenest, and the tallest part of the field. The rest of the field was just, well, I ought to just plow it all under and plant it like this, I reckon. It's because the rest of the field just didn't turn off much because of how dry it got, basically. This field's about 8 acres. This field, and counting the field over here, this part of it, they're kind of connected there through the woods. But it turned off 130 square bales, and that's not that great. Well, it's second cutting, but it's still not that great for 8 acres. But this right here was extremely thick. There's a spot over there, you can't see it from here in the camera, but there's a spot that I cleaned up some woods and seed drilled over there that was pretty thick too. But I know some of you that watched that video probably wanted to know how this grass turned out that I planted, that I drilled. Well, it turned out really good, and I thought I'd share it with you. Now I've got the TN95, and I've got the hay grabber on here from getting these bales out of this field, but I've got another field to get up today, and I got to do a little tedding on it. So I'm heading to do that, and that would be in the field that I did the fence mowing in, is where I'm headed to. So it's just a little ways from this field. So we'll see y'all back in a little bit. All right, well, I got my hay tedded, and I got it raked also, and right now I'm putting it in a bale. It ain't much to it, unfortunately. Second cutting, just regular grass hay, and it didn't turn off very good. It's not turning off very good. The windrows are small. They're not as small as that alfalfa field that I had that was so bad, but they're not far from it. And as you can probably tell here, I'm not letting any grass grow under the tires of this 6640. Rolling along pretty good with it. According to the chart over here, I'm running about 7.5 miles an hour. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep enough hay going into the baler that it makes a decent bale, because if you don't put enough hay in this baler needs a lot of hay to stay happy. If you don't put enough hay in it, it makes short bales and funny looking bales. So I'm running this speed to try to get enough hay in it to keep it happy. I know I could have double raked these windrows, or well, they are double raked, but I could have raked them together and made them bigger, but I didn't. I'm just baling them. But anyway, this is the last one of my fields that I have to do this year. This is it right here, and I'll be done. With my hay, I'm buying a little bit more hay, standing hay off of the guy, and I'm gonna cut it hopefully this evening. It's a little more alfalfa off the same guy I bought the other alfalfa off of. I'm supposed to go look at it this evening. I feel pretty confident I'll be mowing it this evening if everything looks okay. So I'll be getting that up, and it's 10 acres, and I'll be done this year. I did get to go look at my T5 yesterday. We were going by there anyway, going through Rocky Mount, and I stopped by the dealer. I got to see the tractor torn apart and see what was wrong with the balancer. Basically, the balancer, I wish I took some pictures, and I just, it slipped my mind while I was there, and I left and I thought, why didn't I take any pictures of that? But there is a cast iron box that bolts into the bottom of the engine that has two shafts in it, and they're offset shafts. So as they rotate, they would cause a offset vibration or an offset counterbalance to the crankshaft. So they look kind of like a small crankshaft, and there's two of them, and they're gear driven, and they're geared together, and then they're gear driven off the crankshaft. Well, they have their own bearings, and each end of the shaft has its own little bearing, and so that would be 4 bearings in this balancer, and they are pressure lubricated just like the bearings in the engine. Well, one of the shafts, both bearings worked their way out. Well, one of them completely came out, one of them came halfway out. And what they think happened is maybe the machining in that cast iron, or the shaft bearings, the bearings for the shaft goes, may have been just a hair bit too big, and the bearing in it actually rotated. One of the bearings rotated slightly, which blocked off an oil hole through the bearing. It blocked the oil gallery that came from the cast of the housing that the balancer's into the bearing, which lubricated the bearing, and they think it blocked the oil off through the bearing, and which also blocked the oil off to the next bearing, since the oil couldn't continue through that bearing. So that's what they think happened. And then once they lost oil, they galled it themselves, and the bearing started spinning in the cast instead of where it's lubricated, and that's what caused the bearings to come out. So they got a whole new cast assembly with both balancer shafts, bearings, and everything, and they're going to bolt it into the bottom of the engine. The rest of the engine is fine. There was very little metal in the oil pan. They think it just fell straight into the oil pan. They did go ahead and put a new oil pump in, and they're going to put of course the oil's going to be changed and a new filter put on, and they put a new oil pump. If I didn't already say that, I can't remember. They're going to put a new oil pump in. They didn't think there was anything wrong with the old oil pump, but they just wanted to put a new one in just to be on the safe side. And of course they cleaned any metal out of the oil pan that they see. So hopefully it won't be too much longer before I get it back, and everything will be all right with it. And we'll find out. I got another year and a month, I think, on the warranty, and so that should keep me covered. If there's anything else that pops up from that issue, I'll definitely find it within a year, and hopefully everything will be all right. And I have confidence in my dealer that they're fixing it right, and but you'll be the first to know if it's not. So anyway, I want to keep on baling while I can.